This video will focus on the first part of this handout, which is formatting tables using CSS. There's some basics that you need to keep in mind as you are working with formatting tables. In CSS, you format tables, table headings, rows, and cells separately. If you remember from the class when we were doing the tables, there are separate tags. So there's a table tag, tr tag, th tag, td tag, and they all are formatted separately. So for example, when we format the table tag, and if we were to give it borders, we would notice that the borders are just a box outside the table itself. We don't get the inside borders, vertical and horizontal borders automatically. So when you want to add those inside borders, you have to format th and td separately. You have to basically give the borders to those tags as well. Now the thing about it is that because you are giving both a border to the table and to the cell, then by default it looks like it has a double border, and that's basically just the border that the cell has, and then on the outside the border of the next cell, the border of the next cell, and then on the outside the border of the full table. The other thing that happens is if you leave the defaults, a cell that doesn't have any content will look like it doesn't have a border either. So when you want to have all those borders, you have to format th, td, and the table tags separately. And then when you format all of them, to avoid that double border effect, in Quick CSS, when we get there to work with Quick CSS, there is a table box on the first column of Quick CSS, and there is a property that's called border collapse, and you have to select collapse. And what that does is that it collapses the borders of the cells and the table, and all the cells and in the border of the table, and the look is just like if it was a regular border in a table in Word. To avoid the empty cells effect, the borderless effect, what you want to do is, if you select collapse in the border collapse property, then you don't have to worry about it. But if you want to keep the double borders, then you would have to go into the empty cells property and select show from the drop-down menu. This may not necessarily work in all browsers, but it's the CSS option for allowing those borders in empty cells. And so in sum, to format tables, we basically use the same procedures we learned before. You either format all instances of a tag, you can format a group of instances of a tag, and this was by using the class attribute in the table, or the th or the td tag you want to format, or formatting a particular instance of a tag. And what's going to happen is we want to go the easy way, so we want to just format all instances of a tag. This means that all the tables in our website are going to look exactly the same.